end of high school, what was the most common question asked of you? Chances are it was something along the lines of, what do you want to do after graduation? Now, when I answered horticulture, I usually got the response of, oh, that's nice, which then told me that they really didn't know what horticulture was at all. The ignorance of horticulture in our society is a community issue to me and the rest of the horticulture community because we are not recognized for the importance we play in many people's daily lives. As a horticultural student, I hope the speech will spark interest in this topic and maybe a career. In this speech, I will tell you what horticulture is, why it is important, its economical importance, and the options you have at NDSU. So that if anyone ever tells you that they are planning on going into horticulture, you'll be able to have an educated conversation about that with them. Now, if you're going to have an educated conversation, you might need to know what horticulture is. That brings me to my first topic. Most people have no idea what horticulture is. According to Merriam-Webster, horticulture is the art and science of growing fruit, vegetables, flowers, and ornamental plants. Most people think of either agriculture or flowers when they think of horticulture, but as you can see, it is a lot more than that. Agriculture has horticulture as part of it, and floriculture is part of horticulture. We have been using horticultural crops since the rise of society. Civilizations have been dependent on these crops since the rise of civilizations. Once they became dependent on these crops, they became dependent on other people producing them for them, and today we are dependent on supermarkets providing them for us. Now, unfortunately, as we are dependent on other people providing this food for us, we often forget where the food comes from. When we forget where the food comes from, we forget who produces it. That leads me to my second point. Horticulture is often not seen as a viable career because much of the activity occurs behind the scenes. But because it's behind the scenes, that does not mean it is not economically important. According to 2004 USDA data by Ag and Library, there was about $90 billion total revenue in horticulture. 50 billion of that came from landscapes, 15 billion came from fruit, 10 from vegetables, and about 8 from nursery and floral production. If you are interested in getting a piece of that pie, NDSU has many horticultural options for you. There's production business, horticulture science, landscape design, landscape management, turf management, and urban parks and forestry. By becoming more aware of many aspects of horticulture, our society can become more informed about the ways it impacts them. Horticulture plays a crucial part in the daily lives of most people, but many are still unaware of it. There are many careers where I hope that I've shed some light on this topic and possibly a future career for you. There are not many careers where you can quite literally grow your own future.